Yay! Here we are.
Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody.
Yep, it's Andrew Reek here. I got Grace Hart, I don't know, somewhere in Australia, and Lorene Hughes in another part of Australia. I don't know where the hell these people are. Yep. We're going to do this amazing call today on creating and inviting your joyful other to more. And we had so many people sign up, which...
Yeah! Oh, my God!
Yes. So what we actually realised with the absolute zero number of people signing up, that people actually aren't interested in having joy in their life.
I know, right? Crazy. Or they just don't like us.
Well, there's two.
Oh, dude.
They don't like us, they don't trust us and all that kind of stuff. So we thought we'd just go ahead and write something. No, not write something. We'll go and do something anyway and just unleash it on the world. And you can write with your hand whilst you're listening to this as well if you wish. So, what's going on with this creating and inviting your joyful other to more, Grace?
What's going on? There's a truck passing.
Oh.
Well, what I get is exactly what you said, honey. It's like, I don't think people get that relationship is a choice, that joy is a choice, that wearing awesome gumboots, which Lorene, you so have to show on this call, is a choice, and that you're actually creating your relationship every 10 seconds. And if you're not asking questions, what are you missing out on? What deliciousness, what fun, what joy, what creation of a future are you missing out on? Dudes, like, get really clear on what is the energy that you are aware of, a future possibility that you're aware of. And what if you had somebody to be that with you, to create that future that they know is possible with you? Just saying, that's kind of what comes up for me right now.
Yeah, what's coming up for me right now is the cleavage of possibility, you know.
I can't see myself on this. Are they two? Is that better? Is it two? Do you have anything to say? Maybe they've got something to say about being joyful. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
they're kind of joyful. They jiggle. Jiggle's joy.
Yeah, well, that is actually true. You know, the jiggly bits are always good.
both sexes, I might add. Not just us women have jiggly bits.
Absolutely, yes. But you know, that's what we're saying. You know, you can create joy in your life, joy in your relationship and stuff. And it was really confusing to us as to what people weren't actually choosing more of that. You know, we've noticed so often in every fucking way where people just choose the trauma, the drama, the upset and intrigue. It's like, why? There is so much more available.
Yeah.
You know,
and you can choose it. Like, here it is. This is the energy of it. Yes, Lorene. Oh.
Like, seriously, life is not meant to be easy.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I know. Right? But that's where the function, like, everything's got to be hard work. A relationship has got to be hard work for it to be considered normal.
Exactly.
What if you had a relationship that wasn't normal?
Yeah.
So, that's right.
Yeah, and Lorene, oh, sorry, go, honey. Sorry. It's a bit of a delay here, so I can't tell when you stopped.
Okay.
Roger, say copy that, or how are you supposed to end it? Roger. Over and out. I don't know, that means you totally go. No, we don't want that. Whatever the one is that lets you know that you finished.
I'm coming.
Roger? No, that's not finished. That's in process.
Oh, right.
That's still going.
Anyway, just this idea of having a normal relationship. A normal relationship is one that is filled with trauma, drama, upset, and intrigue. For what reason would you choose that? For what reason would you not want to choose something far greater? You know, for me, I like having a relationship which is fun. You know, it's always changing. You know, my wife and I are working together all the time, and we're working to create something amazing and brilliant later on. It's not that we stay in the trauma, the drama, the upset and injury. Sure, stuff comes up from time to time, but what do? We deal with it right there and then. We don't sit on it for 13 years.
How do you deal with that, Andrew?
How do you deal with it? Oh,
By going into I know. By going into blame and wrongness and no questions and heaviness.
Oh, I know that. That's cool. I can do that.
That's one option. You can go into blame, shame, all those things. And
I'm getting the sense, Andrew, that there's something else that you guys do that's a little bit different from what maybe most of us do. What is that?
We don't go into judgment of each other. We don't try to make the other person wrong. If the person wants to stay in the crap, we let them stay there. We go off and do something else. Those sorts of things. It's really easy. You don't have to try to fix things. You don't have to try to make things right. It's allowing the person to be whatever they're choosing to be at the time.
With no judgment, with no point of view, and asking questions when they pop and ping if they're going to create greater.
Yeah, well, that sort of thing. So what if you create more of that and have a really awesome relationship based around those sorts of things? It's not about, the competition on who's right and who's wrong, or the one-upmanship. That just fucking destroys everything. What if you could actually choose to move out of that into something more amazing?
Yeah, honey, when you just talked about killing the relationship, there was an amazing quote from Gary, and I can't remember the exact words, but it was basically, if you're doing any form of judgment, you're killing the relationship. So if you're judging yourself or judging the relationship or judging the other person, dude, are you actually doing any creation in that moment? Is there any kindness? Is there anything that's going to actually expand, your relationship, each other? And one of the things I loved when I came into Access was the concept of, what if relationships, and I mean all relationships, not just ones that you're having sex with, what if all relationships were about creation? Oh, what can I create with this person? And I love
that's
that.
Another concept.
Yeah.
What can you create with this person? Can I create anything with this person?
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point.
That's probably a good one to start with. And, yes, you could create a whole lot of stuff with a person, which could include trauma, upset, and intrigue. But do you really wish to create that?
Oh, that's such a good point.
Yeah. So what if you could create that awesomeness, that amazingness, that brilliance, which contributes to both of you, rather than this other crap which we often go into. And I know, people, who are married, they got half a dozen kids and so on. Life is really busy. They got no time for each other. But what if you could still invite your partner to something greater?
Guys, can you feel that space that's just shown up because of what Andrew's saying?
Yes. What if all it took was asking a question, not going into...
So, Andrew, the questions you're talking about is not, why have you left the toilet seat up?
No. Why have I left the toilet seat up?
You're talking about a different kind of question, aren't you?
Yeah, something that actually opened to possibility rather than something which is just loaded with judgment, which was what you just said. And that question why isn't really good, itself, it's loaded with past off, and you never really get beyond it. What if you asked a question which started with the word what? What would it take for you to fucking put the toilet seat down? That's not really a question either. That's really, do it fucking now or I'll kill you. That's not really a good question. I had this toilet seat thing going with in a past relationship probably for 2 years. It was I've always got to put the toilet seat down. Yes, but I've always got to lift it up. And the lady kept coming up with all these different reasons as to why I should put the toilet seat down. So eventually she said, it looks better with the toilet seat down. I went, oh yeah, it does. And that was it.
I know. And there's that sense of allowance, isn't there, that you sort of create for each other. You know, I certainly know in my life I've been one of those people that's like said, put the toilet seat down. And now, like, when I'm at my partner's place, it's like, if he leaves it up, he leaves it up. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And he doesn't make me wrong for leaving the toilet seat down at his house, and I don't make him wrong for leaving it up.
Yes, that would be called allowance, as you said.
Hey, Andrew, do you want to just have a little chat for peeps that are maybe unfamiliar with Access about the 5 elements of intimacy and what it means to do that for yourself and others?
Sure, go ahead.
No, you do it so well.
Oh,
Seriously.
do I?
Yeah.
Oh,
See, I just invited you to it. See, I didn't even know it. That's what it looks like. It's an invitation. It's like, hey, but you're so good at it, honey. Can you do it? It's like, you're so good at mopping the kitchen floor, babe. Like, you know, like you make it sparkle.
Yes. But don't invite me.
No, I get a cleaner.
Don't invite me to mop the kitchen floor. Just ask. It's fine.
See how amazing that is?
Yeah, it's like, oh, can you mop the kitchen floor? Yes.
Will you mop the
But that's so...
Can you mop the kitchen floor now? No.
No. in this lifetime, could you mop? No, maybe we should get a cleaner. That's super light. Okay, go. Seriously, you do it better.
What am I doing? Okay, the 5 elements of intimacy. These are 5 elements which is about creating intimacy, not only with someone else, but it's more importantly with yourself. So the first one is what's the first one? Trust.
Trust.
The first
Trust
one,
that you all remember the first one.
Yes, the first element is trust. So trusting that the person will do what they do when they do it.
Mm-hmm.
So trusting that I'm going to leave the toilet seat up. And not
trusting that my son is not so good at doing the dishes.
Yes, and not making them wrong for it, or not belittling them, not going the trauma, drama, upset, or intrigue of it. This is what the person does, or this is what you do. Okay, cool. When you have that, it starts to take you out of this trauma, drama, upset, and intrigue. What's the next one? I don't remember the next one. Honor. To honor you and honor the person is basically not to air dirty laundry. Is to treat them with regard and with respect. So there was a relationship I had many years ago. This lady was totally disrespectful, totally disregarding, and totally dishonoring. What did that create? Whole lots of upset, trauma, drama, intrigue, and it was just not working. It was not creating intimacy. It was creating separation. That's the second one. So we've got trust, we've got honor, and we've got allowance.
Gratitude.
Oh, we've got gratitude. Let's go to gratitude. Gratitude is actually pretty easy. Gratitude is not love, though. You know, love is this thing where, oh God, how can I explain? Love is like there are.
I'll love you if you put the toilet seat up or down.
Yeah. There's always a condition attached to it. And, you know, one thing that I remember Gary was saying about love many years ago is when someone says they got unconditional love, piss them off and see how much unconditional love they have.
Yeah, how long it lasts.
You know, it actually reminds me of something that my brother said to me one time. This is way before I was in Access. And he said to me, unconditional love doesn't exist. And I went, what? What are you talking about? Of course, a parent has unconditional love for their children and stuff. And he goes, no, they don't. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, if they go and murder someone, Are they still going to love them the same? Probably not. And I went, whoa, and it really rocked my world.
Yeah. So this whole idea, from what I've learned over the past 10 years or so, is unconditional love is a lie. It's actually not true. I bought heavily into this idea of unconditional love many years ago. I don't do that anymore. It's gratitude. You can have gratitude for someone who upsets you. You can have gratitude for someone who's mean and unkind to you. How? Well, they've actually shown you how they operate. That's the gratitude. You have gratitude for how they operate or have shown you. Okay, so we've done honor, trust, gratitude, allowance. What's that allowance there, Grace?
Well, for me, allowance is barriers down and totally receiving them with no point of view. Just that space right here that I'm being now for you guys. Yeah,
and with the addition of the cleavage of possibility, but let's not go there.
Cleavage of possibilities. Do you have something to say?
Okay. Would you like me to add to, contribute? I've just picked up this thing from Access Consciousness. I love my phone. It's awesome. So in the topic of allowance, it says, if everything your partner said or did was just an interesting point of view, would it be possible for them to do anything to you? What if everything they did or said was just an expression of the uniqueness that they are? Wasn't that what you picked them for in the first place? Have you forgotten?
Yes, all of what Lorene just said just then, or read.
Yay for phones and internet and access.
How does it get any better than that? That's a fun.
Gratitude for the internet, gratitude for phones, gratitude for cars, gratitude for our bodies, gratitude for nature. It's like, oh my God, how's it getting better? Really?
Gratitude for being able to read.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Oh, gratitude for lips to kiss.
Yes.
I love kisses.
Yes. And the cleavage of possibilities.
The cleavage of possibilities. What was going on for you, Lorene? You just created some yummy energy there. What's that about?
That was about vulnerability.
Which is the next one.
So, Andrew, would you like to do your bit first, or would you like me to do this little paragraph?
Well, I can talk about vulnerability. So vulnerability is the fifth of the five elements of intimacy. Vulnerability has been seen as where you're weak, but it's actually not. It's my friend Liam gives a really good example of what vulnerability is. He was walking down the street one day and suddenly he just jumped to the left. What had happened was this guy had come up behind him and tried to punch him. And he literally just jumped to the left. The guy missed, fell to the ground, and there was police around. The police jumped on that guy. That's vulnerability, in that you are totally aware of what is going on around you. So when you have...
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it that way, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah. So when you've got all these walls up around you, how vulnerable can you be? You're not. You're actually shutting off your awareness. You're shutting off your receiving. You're shutting off so much that you've created this sense of invulnerability, as in nothing can get through.
Mm.
If nothing can get through, how can you create a relationship which is joyful? You can't.
And if nothing can get through, how can you receive anything, whether it's ease, joy, and glory, whether it's a relationship, whether it's money, business, a free car park, right at the front where you want to be.
Yeah. So we've got those honor, trust, allowance, gratitude, and vulnerability. They're the five. Is there anything else you two find people would like to add?
honey?
I think people get a little bit confused about vulnerability because they think that if they're vulnerable, they then have to maybe share everything that is going on for them so that then they can be vulnerable. But it's like,
yeah, vulnerability is not sharing. That's a whole different thing.
exactly right. And it's a very interesting thing. It's like, how many women, probably more so than men, I'm just going to assume, go, oh, I've got to tell my partner everything. There's no secrets here. But can he actually receive all of that? And does he want to? Go for it, Andrew.
Can I give you a hint, ladies? This is everyone, every lady out there on the planet. Please don't share with your man. You will destroy the relationship.
Please say that again and again and again and again and again and again so women hear it, honey.
Please don't share with your man because you would destroy your relationship. Please don't share with your man because you will destroy the relationship. How? A man can't hear those things.
It's not kind.
No. If you're forcing him to listen to your stuff, that's actually destroying the relationship. This is why you have friends, ladies. Go and talk to your friends about this stuff. You know, men process things a different way. To expect a man to process the way you do as a woman is not kind. Men process by going into the cave. I know women don't like that. However, there are women around who actually are an allowance of when a man goes into the cave, and when he comes out of it, he's a lot brighter and happier. If you are constantly, as a woman, going in and checking on him or asking what's going wrong, he's just going to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the cave. That's destroying the relationship.
Please don't do that, guys. I see it so often with all kinds of relationships, not just ones that you're copulating with. Just be an awareness of what people can receive, and if by sharing, will it create greater? And also, guys, be aware. I mean, I'm a cave girl. I like my cave. There are some women that function that way too. And, you know, when they do want to go walkabout, or, I mean, Lorene and I are in a business relationship, and I shot her a PM basically going walkabout. And because I'd already spoken to her about that's kind of what I need every now and then, and it's not a reflection on her, on anything else. It's just a requirement that I have sometimes, that I just need to go within and get. Sometimes it's just an awareness that I need to go within. I have no idea why. Sometimes there's something that I'm going to create. I kind of get the feeling, so I go in the cave to kind of work out what it is. And I'm so grateful because Lorene's like, just holds that space. So do my friends, and they don't make it a wrongness.
Yeah. This is what, going back to the one of the 5 elements of intimacy, allowance.
Yeah.
Allowing the person to go there. You're not making them wrong. You're not judging it. You're not doing anything. You're just allowing the person to go there. But
yeah, and sorry, honey, there's a really big difference between true allowance. You know, in my past relationships, when I have wanted to just go to the movies by myself, or go out to dinner by myself, or go to a cabin for 3 days, or whatever it is, even if there's an allowance of, I don't want her to do it, but, you know, I'll accept that. There is a big difference between accepting and allowing. Can you talk about that, Andrew? Like, for you, because when you're in the cave, I'm sure you've had women in the past that have made that a wrongness, or kind of gone, oh, okay, well, I'll put up with it. Or, do you know what I'm trying to get at with that?
Yeah. I've been in my current relationship for over 10 years, so I often forget about
memory.
Yeah, what that difference, that acceptance thing is. But acceptance is not allowance. It's where you're like tolerating the person's choice rather than being in allowance of it. Allowance is where you have absolutely no point of view as to when the person is going to come out of their cave, what's it going to create, or anything. There's just nothing there. So what do we mean by point of view here? Well, if you're thinking that the person going in the cave is wrong, that's a point of view. If you are constantly going in and checking on the person, what point of view do you have there? Is it that you've got the point of view that you need to fix them, or you need to manage them. Oh, managing people in a relationship. Oh.
Is that also getting a sense of control? The word control is popping up in my world as you're talking about that. And how many people feel they need to control their partner, which is not kind.
No. Controlling your partner, yes. It's just another one of those brilliant ways we've come up to actually destroy our relationship or relationships. For what reason would you wish to control another person?
Get the energy of that, guys.
I know in the past I've done that. And that was certainly, looking back on that, it's a reflection of how out of control I felt about my own world and what I could achieve and do and create in that space. So it was like I had to go into massive amounts of control of everything around me, but it wasn't kind.
No. Yes, it wasn't kind. Was it fun?
No.
Was it joyous?
Pardon?
Was it joyous?
No.
Yeah, it's funny that.
But I got a bit out of it, I guess, because otherwise I wouldn't have chosen that for a while.
Yeah, look, I'm sure Grace and I have never done control before. That's a total fucking lie. I've done control.
I'm like, I could write encyclopedias on control because I know so much about it.
Yes, look, just to let you know, everyone, Grace is the control freak of the universe. Oh,
I am. I actually created the word. Well, maybe I didn't, but I'm really good at it. And there's a really, like, I've been learning so much about control because it is true. I do have capacities around stuff that I thought was control, but control is not a capacity as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't create. It hurts and it kills. And it's like judgment in a way. It just destroys. And it has an energy to it. So that's why I was saying get that energy, guys, when Andrew said that question. I can't remember what question it was now.
No,
but it brought up the energy. Do you remember it, honey?
No. That was about 30 seconds ago. That's too many times.
Yeah, that's way too many 10 seconds ago.
Yeah,
and when you do find yourself, everything's a choice, guys. So when you do find yourself writing something and you kind of go, what will that create? And you get that energy of, am I just trying to control that person? Or am I pushing that person away? Or am I, like, what exactly is going on here? And that's what I love about those 4 questions of access. What is it? What can I do about it? Can I change it? And if I can change it, how do I change it? And so what if there are, control freaks out there? And what if control's not the way to actually invite anybody to do anything? What if it's about creating such a beautiful space of possibilities that you could invite them to?
Yeah.
And that energy,
Grace,
rather than control.
Curious, if you're not in control, does that mean you're not ordered? Like, as in, does that mean that everything just goes to the crapper and you don't have anything in a filing system anywhere? Like, how can the world function if you're totally out of control?
The only thing that comes up to say about that is, isn't that what nature is? Isn't it ordered chaos? And if you got off the control, what could you actually create? And for me, that was the scariest part, because I am a control freak of magnitude. I think I'm probably the most controlling person on the planet, I reckon. Anyway, maybe that's judgment. But it's like when you get that the reason that's happening is because maybe you're aware of your gifts, talents, capacities, and abilities, that if you actually dropped your barriers and let go of that control, what would show up? What future could you create if you were out of control and in that chaos? And I know that I've been made so wrong. And I'm sure that's half the reason that control came into my existence as a choice. It's like, oh my gosh, when I touch people, their whole world changes. And sometimes that looks like massive chaos in their life. I don't want to touch people anymore. especially the ones that can truly receive me. I am so terrified of even putting my finger on them, because they can receive so much of what I can be that their whole life is just going to explode if I touch them. And that's been made such a wrongness in my universe. So therefore you turn it down, you suck it in, you control it. And Access has given me the tools to become aware of when I'm running that and change it and not go into wrongness of it. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I want to say.
We've got actually three things that have come up there. But firstly, everything that we've talked about so far, all the crap, all the judgment, all the shit that's come up, and we destroy and uncreate it all. Times 8 gods.
Yes.
All right, run good, bad, on and pock, bow, shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, guys, if you haven't heard it before, that's the clearing statement from Access Consciousness. Just go check it out at theclearingstatement.com. You'll find out a lot more about it there. So the three things that have come up there is control. We all know what control is. Just look at Grace, this way.
I'll be the poster girl for control. The queen of control.
Then we've got out of control. Out of control is basically when no one can control you, which is different to the next one, which is uncontrolled or uncontrolled. Uncontrolled is like where you have drunk too much alcohol and you've lost the ability to coordinate your speech or your movement. That's uncontrolled. People tend to look at control and uncontrolled only, but there's this other thing, out of control, where someone or where other people or other things cannot control you. That's out of control. It's not. It's like going to a space where you are in total allowance of the person. You are not trying in any way to limit them. You are. Oh, help me out here. It's as far as I've got to say.
I love what you're saying. It's like what the tools of Access have given me using these tools is a place where no one can control me, and I'm so aware when they are trying to. And like something so simple, there was a local lady that wanted a DD session, and she had the point of view. She never said this. She just had the point of view. I could perceive it because I was willing to receive everything, to be vulnerable to receive everything and not make it right or wrong. So she had the point of view that because she was local, she could have her DD session in my home. Now, it was very clear that the DD sessions, these are my definitely different sessions, are via Skype and phone. And so I was aware of that, but when she just asked, hey, can I have a DD session? That's all she asked. And when I sent the thing back, I sent it with the energy of, I'm aware of that. So I put down, sure, absolutely, the sessions are via phone, blah, blah, blah. Then she came back with, oh, I can't pay by PayPal because I don't have an account. So can I just come around and drop the money off? Again, I was in awareness of, wow, she's doing that. And then the next thing will be, if I say yes, then why don't we just make it that I come around to your home and I give you the money? So I responded with, absolutely, honey, just pop the money in the letterbox and let me know when you've done that, then we'll book a time. So it's not going into wrongness of what she's doing. It's not going into rightness, but it's not allowing her to control me. And I love that. I love that no one can do that anymore. Not a person down the street, not a client, not a joyful other. I'm free to actually choose for myself. And that has been one of the most phenomenal gifts of the tools of Access. I'm so fucking grateful.
It also allows you to invite people into your life. When you're trying to control, it doesn't invite people.
Yes, I'm still working on that one.
It just doesn't. If you're a control freak, as in wishing to control everyone and everything around you, that doesn't invite people into your life. This sense of being out of control does invite more.
Can you talk about... Oh, sorry, go, Lorene, darling.
Lorene.
Yeah, I have been... this is a internal, I guess, project over the last 12 months or so of me being very in control of my Facebook friends. And I was like, Grace knows what I'm about to say.
I'm so proud of you.
My Facebook friends, when we first started working together, were limited to about 8 friends. And I had to have known them or be, indeed, I had to be either known them or have been a family member, and they were not allowed to be my workmates, ever.
No control there.
No, not at all, right? And then I would go into like, you know, what's this with all my money, and like everything just sort of seemed very like hard to work all the time, and it was like, ugh. Anyway, I get together with this beautiful woman called Grace, and then she starts saying to me things like, honey, could you like start ringing people and stuff? And I'm like going, nuh-uh, no way, not happening. And I'd be like, yeah, sure. But my energy was like, not happening. And she wasn't aware of that at all.
Nope.
And
not aware that you're a connector of magnitude here to change the whole planet.
And she kept saying to me, you know, because you're friends with me, you might start receiving some friend requests. And just follow your awareness. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'll be fine. I'll just say no, or I'll just set up a public page so they can go that way. That'd be great. And next thing you know, I've just over the last 12 months been dropping a lot of barriers and a lot of judgment around what people could be wanting from me. And if they were my Facebook friends, like they weren't necessarily there to hurt me, or I had just lots of funky points of view around the people who don't know me wanting to be friends with me. And there was also a lot of stuff around not wanting to be seen. Now, at last count, I was sitting around about 360 odd people on my Facebook friends, and that's happened in the last 6 months, I think.
Cool.
And you know what? It's really exciting to me now. And it just, what really gets me going is like, what have we actually, what are we trying to control so tight that's stopping us from receiving that could actually be such a huge contribution to life living well, creating, generating money, anything. Yeah.
The thing all that is, times are God's in, destroy and uncreate it all.
Yes.
Right, everyone get that on our pop by short boys and beyond.
So yeah, that level of control. I'm now, I still use my awareness and go into like, is this person going to be a contribution to the planet if I accept this request, or you know, are they not? I still use that, but I don't feel like it's like I don't go into judgment of it. It's like, if it's like to friend request to accept their friend request, awesome. If it's not, I don't go into wrongness about that. I just don't, and move on.
It's funny. I just get all these spam friend requests from
soldiers, doctors, army people. Let me think. I'm having a psychic moment here.
Yeah, you know, those things. And you know, as I'm a man, I get friend requests from just these spam accounts with hot looking women on them, and I'll have a look at the account, and there's just one photo, and they were born in 1963 or something or other, and it's just like, damn.
Yeah, exactly. And so I use my awareness around that too, because I get friend requests from guys who apparently have very hot looking whatevers, and it's like, and like you say, it might be one photo, and it's like, yeah, and they've got like no mutual friends, and I'm like, yeah.
Everything all that raised times they gods of industry and uncreated.
Yes.
Right, run it down on our pop by shorts, boys and mums. Yeah. So what we're actually looking at here is inviting people into your life. This does not mean you have to invite crap people into your life. People who are just spamming you, they're crap people.
Yeah, you get choice, guys.
Yeah, you still have choice at the end of the day, and that's the thing that's been such a gift in my world is knowing that I don't have to control everything, because at the end of the day, I still have choice.
No, you don't.
And the choice is like choice.
Yeah.
So guys, are you willing to create relationships? Are you actually willing to know that you have choice? Are you willing to create in every 10 seconds? Are you willing to ask the question, if I say this, what will it create? You know, are you willing to be the 5 elements of intimacy with you and with people that you meet down the street and people that you're copulating with? What world would we create, guys? Really get it. Get the energy. If we were willing to be the 5 elements of intimacy, if we were willing to invite a totally different future for us and how we commune with each other in our bodies, really, truly, what else could be possible? And there is such a sweet kindness in asking questions, in not having points of views. And you can be aware of what a partner can choose, but what if you were an allowance of what they could receive, and when they could choose it is actually their choice?
Okay, but my husband, okay, this is something that comes up, you know, I suppose the middle-aged man syndrome, okay, you know, the kids are getting older, and then he wants to go out and buy a Harley Davidson.
Cool, go buy it.
Yeah.
If it makes you happy.
Yes.
And can I sit on it when the engine's on? You know, I may not want to go on the ride for you, but like, can I just hear the rev? Oh, is that too? Did I just invite a whole different possibility then? Oops. So the reason I actually said that is like, how much judgment comes up in relationship when you talk about stuff that people can judge, and it's like, what if you didn't judge it? What if it could just be a space of receiving, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
Yeah, you know, so I don't have a Harley. I'm not interested in getting a Harley. You know, I turned 47 the other day, so I'm technically the middle-aged man. Yeah.
Don't say that. Everything that is. I'm 46. I'm not a middle-aged woman. Quit that. Get that out.
I'm the baby of the group. Woo!
Okay.
All right, middle-aged man, what do you have to say?
I don't remember.
Because, you know, you don't have much time left.
It's like, you know.
You can't do that. Middle-aged men don't do that. They don't react and respond that way.
No, you're supposed to be serious and responsible and stuff.
Yeah, right.
You've got a wife. You've got like the W thing going on. You've got a wife, man. You need to behave yourself.
That's what she used to think.
For those that haven't met Andrew's wife, she is adorable. She is the most beautiful, potent, amazing being.
Yeah, and very sexy, from my point of view.
And mine. She's awesome.
Yeah. So look, you know, you got middle-aged man going out and buying something, and you know, and then the wife goes in and judges him for buying this thing. It's like, why? For what reason would you judge him for going out and doing that? I don't know. I guess it's because you can.
It's a choice, right? And what does it create when you judge the crap out of your partner?
Creates more destruction. It's certainly not an.
Oh, it creates really good sex, doesn't it?
Yeah, it creates the make-up sex. No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
No, thanks.
I'm not interested in make-up sex. I would actually like sex which is actually joyful and fun. And
hey, can you talk about that, honey? What's sex like when you're actually not in judgment?
It's different.
Yeah.
I don't have to beat her head against the wall. You know what? Things like
Unless she asks nicely.
that. I'm just not going to do that anyway. It's not in the universe to do so. Okay. So what I'm interested in is in creating relationships which are fun, joyful, and an invitation to more. It's an invitation for both of us to be more, to be greater, to create something not only within the relationship but outside the relationship that contributes to both of us being far greater than we've ever dreamt before.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things I heard Gary say about relationship is, that it's, you know, what is it? What can you create with that person? And does that person expand your universe at least 20 times, you know, or, you know, at least a good amount of times? When you're with that person, does your whole world light up? Does it expand? Does more, you know, more awareness show up? Does more magic show up? And, you know, what if sex or being with them creates beyond what you could even imagine is possible if you're both willing to be in that space that we're talking about?
Yeah, just to be clear, guys, we're not talking about the expansion of the penis. You know, it's a different thing. That's part of it.
I was going to say, that is required.
It's just a small part of it.
However, he could just be really, really good with his fingers and his lips and his tongue.
Oh, yeah, there's other things.
Yeah, there's that too.
There's definitely other things.
Yeah. You know, because I get that when we talk about expansion, people go to two places. That you're getting fatter.
Yes.
No, that's not what we're talking about. We're actually talking about your life getting more fun, more joyful, more amazing. That's an expansion of your life you're living in reality. The expansion of your penis or your physical size, that's not it. That's the expansion of your penis.
Exactly. And if a motorcycle's going to do it, if it's going to expand its freaking universe, guess what? There will be an overflow to you too, guys.
Yeah.
When you're an allowance of your mate and you just let him be and do whatever the heck he wants, and she can do whatever she wants or whatever she, amazing things flow out of that. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
May I talk about a little wobble I had in my world when I first got together with Chris?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Chris is my first, that I'm aware of, humanoid relationship. Mm-hmm. And so I've had many years of having, you know, a human partner where there was a great amount of judgment and control and, yeah, all of that stuff going on, typical relationship stuff.
Yep.
And I get together with this guy, and I said to him within the first week, I said, honey, what if I want to have children? Are you okay with that? And he's like, yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and the stuff with Grace, well, that has the energy of it's going to really, really take off. Are you actually going to be okay with me going away for long periods of time? If I need to travel, are you going to be okay with that? He's like, yeah, that really works for me, because then I can take, not enough my Harley, and go motorbike riding on rallies or whatever. Yep. And I'm like, whoa, are you serious? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, holy crap. And then as the months progressed, my friends started asking after about 6 months of being together, so when are you guys going to move in together? And I'm like, why would I want to do that? Like, we're actually really happy as we are at the moment. It's cool. Like, it's cool, you know, and I have my space in this 10 seconds and he has his, and I'm like, so why would I want to move in with them and move in with him? And he goes, oh, you could save money. And I'm like, yeah.
So getting together is all about saving money, which if you have kids, then the money goes out the window.
Wow. And that's the end of your life. Like,
because your life all becomes about them. Everything. See, what we talked about there is, okay, you've created a relationship that actually works for you and Chris.
Yes.
Okay. It's not what you would consider a normal relationship, and you're not actually living together and stuff, but it actually works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. How does it get any better? Are you even allowed to each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does it get any better? You have gratitude for each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Do you honor each other?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you trust each other?
Yeah.
And are you vulnerable with each other?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, you know, as someone I know says, then you have a chance of creating a good relationship. You have those
Yeah.
5 things. Yeah.
Yay me! And the funny thing was I went into a lot of wrongness for a while there of going, oh, am I not doing enough? Am I not being enough? Am I not, because I wasn't receiving the judgment from him that I was so used to within a relationship of, just, maybe there wasn't enough sex, or we'll go there because we like sex. But, in comparing to my, say, not that I choose to compare often, but in this 10 seconds we'll do it. Say my first marriage, we were having sex very regularly, even towards the end there, like it was still, at least 3 times a week. But that was not a great relationship. It wasn't expansive and it wasn't fun. But we still had sex a lot. And now I'm with Chris and we don't have sex nearly as much as that. But and I was like going, oh, geez, am I not doing my job right as his partner?
Of course not.
Get busy. Off you go.
But there was a lot of times I'd be there and all he wanted to do was cuddle.
Yeah, with my relationship, I do like it when, Ari and I are just sitting together and we're walking hand in hand. We don't have to be each other's crutches all the time.
Yeah.
Or crotches,
exactly.
whatever it is.
And that's that intimacy thing of actually acknowledging your body requires more than just copulation.
Yeah.
And also one of the things that you can really play with and invite your enjoyable other to do is that light touch. It is the most orgasmic thing to slip your hand into someone's hand that's willing to receive every molecule of your hand. It is so yummy. And guys, when you're willing to receive the woman with no point of view, so in other words, it's not about giving to us, it's about receiving us, that turns us on like you cannot even imagine. Just thought I'd mention that. Like, to be received is such a yummy thing.
Yeah. Just listen to that bit again. Both men and women, just listen to all that. Actually, watch the whole thing. We have actually come to the end. How did we get
Time for the cigar.
Receiving you guys so much. It's just so delicious.
Yeah. Thank you. So that was our 1 hour, or approximately whatever number of hours it was, minutes, on creating and inviting your joyful other to more. So this is what we had intended to actually look at the idea of inviting you to a space of possibility beyond the cleavage of possibility.
There is life beyond the cleavage, guys.
So that you could actually create a relationship which is fun, joyous, orgasmic, and maybe you can actually include some happiness in there too. And
happiness, ease, play.
Yeah, and step out of this, I'm going to say it, fucking trauma, drama, upset and intrigue. There's no point going there. It just destroys you. It destroys the relationship. It destroys your partner. Is that what you would really like to create in your relationship? Or would you like to create a relationship which works, is fun, joyous, happy, ease, and all those types of things? Anything else you two wonderful people would like to add?
Well, for me, it's kind of bouncing off what you said, beautiful. It's like, what if it's not about fixing or problem solving or coming from that space? What if it's just acknowledging, wow, I have choice. I can choose to create a change here. I'm a magician. I'm an alchemist. And I can be a space of possibilities that just invites such deliciousness to anyone that I am with, whether it's a joyful other or someone else. So really get that, guys. It's a choice. It's a 10-second choice. It's not coming from that wrongness. That doesn't create possibilities. Judgment does not create possibilities. Going into wrongness does not create possibilities. Fucking talking about problems, for fuck's sake, stop it. If something's bothering you, ask a question, but ask it from a place of lightness and fun and ease and joy. Because if it's not, guys, what the fuck are you doing there anyway? Just saying. Sorry, a bit intense, but it's like, what if we actually chose to invite people to a space of being that is kind and caring, and what effect would that have on the planet? And there is a horse, a lady. Oh, you've got to see this. This is, can you see her? How cool is that? Horse just arrived.
That doesn't get any better.
How does it get any better than that? It's like I'm on a main road and there's a horse. It's like, it's amazing. She's beautiful. Hi. You just come at the perfect time. How's that? Could not have planned it. So that's what I mean. Guys, when you go into that realm of possibilities, magic shows up. Horses.
Yes.
You know, anything becomes possible when you create that space of being that you be. Anyway, that's it for me. Bye.
Yep. What would you like to add there, Lorene?
I'd just like to say, what if you truly showing up as you and all the beautiful, joyous deliciousness that you are is exactly what your joyful other requires.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. You mean just being you, baby, is an invitation of yumminess? Really? Is it that easy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just having that allowance for yourself and all that you be.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. If you could stand watching us for an hour, I hope you did.
if you lasted, well done. Bye.
Yeah, you're one of the few who can handle our fun, craziness, joy. Anyway, all of that stuff. So anyway, this is going to be posted up somewhere. Not sure where. But yeah.
Some space-time bat channel near you, should you choose to receive the energies of ease, joy, and glory in relationship. There's a new concept.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Grace.
Bye.
Bye.